A little over 8 years ago, I made a video, or as I should call it, a piece of art.
Man, they had to make a custom-made Ghul from Batman, and here are the pieces you'll need. A green cape.
If there was a sign from a young age that I was going to be an auteur, this was that sign. Every decision I made was just so on point. The iMovie editing, the epic music choices, and the custom itself, which was truly the beginning of my epic LEGO customizing empire. And by empire, I mean constantly starting easy projects and then never finding the commitment to follow through on them. I recently caught a wee bit of nostalgia for this video, so I decided to recreate the custom that it revolved around. But I'll tell you, whatever LEGO looks serviceable in the dark, looks awful when you put a light up to it. I mean, you look at it and you have no idea if it's supposed to be Ra's al Ghul or a wizard pirate. And even if you look past the comic inaccuracy, aesthetically this thing does not hold any water. All the colors clash, including the purple gloves that I'd like to think were a reference to Batman's first appearance, but knowing me, it was probably just because I had no idea what I was doing. Now you might be saying, Max, why are you being so hard on yourself? I mean, this was way back in 2012, and oh my gosh, 2012 was so long ago. Shouldn't you give yourself the benefit of the doubt considering you were 8 years old and kind of an idiot? No, because there is a benefit to the passage of time. I don't have to be the same dumb little kid who didn't know the difference between a Mutt Williams hairpiece and a brown Skittle. No, I can be an artist who looks back on their past amateur mistakes and says, I can do better. I can improve. So, welcome to The Scoop, the show where I show you how to escape the existentialist terror that is your past by making a custom LEGO Ra's al Ghul from Batman. Firstly, I needed to get my mans a new getup. I mean, the whole bootstrapped pirate look was just not working for me. So, in order to find a fresh fit, I had to do some research. And with research comes reading. So let's have a quick little refresher. Ra's al Ghul is a DC Comics character who just so happens to be a megalomaniacal immortal who calls himself the head of the demon and the leader of the League of Assassins. He strives to perfect humanity by ending most of it, and despite his clear genocidal plans, Batman kind of views him as a roadblock rather than an enemy. Which sounds weird for Bruce, but then you realize that he totally had a kid with Ra's daughter, and when you call your pseudo-father-in-law a bad guy, it makes Thanksgiving really awkward. There are a bunch of different variants of Ra's that I could draw inspiration from, but I decided to go with his look from Batman Arkham Knight. I think his garbs look really cool, and I love his pale, sickly look that makes you remember that this guy's been alive since the dawn of humanity. So, now that we have the design, let's get to work. In the LEGO customizing community, you can go down one of two roads. One of them is by making purist minifigures, which is when you take pieces from pre-existing sets and minifigures and you cleverly cobble them together without modifying those pieces. My best attempt at making one of those was less than stellar, so there wasn't really a lot of leg room I had when finishing this thing up. But there's a second option. So yeah, it's done. Don't look at the back of it. I didn't finish the back. 8 years later and I'm finally done, and it looks fine. It's pretty amateur. You can tell I haven't painted a Lego in a couple years, but I like it. It has some charm to it. And this is like the first time I've done Lego stuff or even done comic stuff in a long time, so it's just nice to get that back, you know? So I guess if there were a message to this video, it'd be channel your inner child or something, or do the opposite. I gotta be honest, I still kind of hate myself from elementary school. I was mean, I didn't get the world, I was just impolite to everyone, I thought I was the coolest guy, and I made videos like this.
Happy December 12th, 2012. 12, 12, 12, it's a 12, 12, 12.
I was absolutely the most annoying kid on the block, which has haunted me ever since middle school, but I think this will finally give me closure. I'd say all the embarrassing things I did to myself back in the day are now mute forever. So that's also a message, I guess. Just evolve, grow from your past. I didn't really have a plan for this video. But, you know, just like, be you and be your child self, even when your child self was the worst. I'm Max Rainier, you were watching The Scoop. Leopards can change their spots. That's a way better message! I gotta reshoot the whole thing.